welcome back to the Crowswood Model Railway channel. Although we're not at Crowswood today, we are in my smaller railway room where I have my N-scale layout Taihouyama, which is a 1 to 150 scale Japanese railway. Please ignore the fact that I'm using British rolling stock, like that 33 down there, as representative on the layout as I give this update video. As you can see, I have been a little bit busy with the layout, and that the basic landform is now in, although the camera is probably showing it as it's showing it. It's not exactly smooth anymore, because while I did use the plaster cloth best of my ability, I still have motor function problem, my left hand being particularly worse, so that's fun. But hopefully when I get some sculptor mold, it will resolve the problem of it being a bit too rough, as it will be fairly smooth, at which point I can actually start sticking these buildings on instead of, as I've done now, just put them in situ, so that you can get a bit more of a better idea of exactly what's going on with the layout. So I'll move the camera down because I'm just going to give a quick overview of exactly what is here, what the plan is, what the basic arrangement is, and then we'll go on from there. And hopefully anything I miss, because I'm going to miss, because I ramble on about nothing in particular, you'll be able to figure out by what is where. So this is a loco shed, or rather a locomotive house, as they're referred to in Japan, as I found on all the boxes and all the product listings and everything I can find. Is there a locomotive house, which I think is a lot sweeter and cuter than engine shed. But this sort of facility I've put together is out of a Kato steam set, which I can probably get the box for, and it's a Tomix engine shed or locomotive house, but I didn't like the stickers that came with the shed. They were a bit too bright, a bit too I don't want to say toy-like, but they're a bit too bright and sort of difficult to explain, but they didn't look quite right. So I've used the Kato stickers, which came with this steam engine facility, which I know that's a diesel, but it's there for illustrative purposes. Because it's easier to get on the rails than like the 264 or the 462 or 260, because they've all got two of them have got tenders and they've got those of wheels, so it's just easy just to plonk that in place. But I'll get the boxes so I can show what they are. Right, boxes obtained. So this is the box for the shed. It's the locomotive house, product number 4212. It cost me just over a £5, and I have weathered it slightly by using a black wash and white brush, a white dry brush, using Tamiya acrylic paint. The stickers, because it comes with a sticker sheet set, so you can put what you want to put on it. The numbers and whatnot are really good, if it was to focus, and the lettering. However, the little green cross, which a locomotive shed or a locomotive house has on it, it was a bit too vibrant. It didn't quite look right, especially on a building I had tried to make look a little bit like it's in use. Crowswood is sort of built around, as a kid, everything is shiny. All the steam engines I saw were shiny and clean. That's partly because of Thomas the Tank Engine. It's partly also because of heritage railways where we tend to take pride in what we've got, and the cleaners are very good at their jobs. So here is the shed, or house. I'll bring it closer. I have tried to weather it a little bit, get like a little bit dirty, because even if they cleaned it, say the day before, steam engines are filthy things. No idea what that says, but as I'll get to in the box for the steam facility set, that is on the Kato engine shed, which was about 2 or 3 times the price, and I didn't know its dimensions, because this does have its dimensions listed on the site, and on the back of the box. It's built for the Tomitech Tomix track system. As you can see, you can slide out these back panels. I've painted the door in white so I could see it. So it was initially still in the grey. Take out that little panels and you can make a double long shed, which you can fit a 3-car multiple unit into. So it's a jolly useful thing. I can't read any of this. Someone out there is going to be able to, I can't. But I do understand the numbers. And so I have put on the front, this is a single sheet of the Kato stuff, and that is actually a green cross. It's very hard to see, but it's a lot darker. And the roof's quite a nice green as well. And it does contrast to the station, which is red. And then I put the black lettering, which indicates it's a locomotive house on the side. So I know that's basically saying this is a locomotive house, but don't ask me how to say it. It's easy enough to disassemble once you realise there is a screw down in that big hole. Screw out, and then you can remove the windows, and then you can paint it up, weather it, dirty it. The inside is a bit of oversplash, but it's not really going to be visible given its angle. And it's a bit obscured, and then I'll be able to see that there's engines in there, because it swallows even my massive Pacific. So I'll just put this back down. There we go. It's rough position. And these are probably going to be easier to show with the box rather than pick them all up, but I will go over them a bit. So this is the steam engine service facility set, which it says nicely in English there, like as a locomotive house. Kato usually, because they have a big market in America, this station, all this station stuff over here, and instructions in English and in Japanese, and an option to order stickers for the station building, which is the one sat over the platform, in English, probably because they've got such a massive American sort of market in the end scale, with lots of the big, rather, to me, uninteresting American diesels, but some people out there, they are good engines, but we all have different interests. And then American railroads aren't really for me, but I hope this kind of shows a little bit. So this is some sort of coal stave, this item. This one here. This is some sort of coal stage. This and this appear to be some sort of mineral. So these sort of mineral stores, this coal. Not entirely sure. This is a shelter of some sort, but I'm not sure what. It sounds like the idiots on the motorbikes will be racing around again in a minute. So apologies about that. And then there's this little, I think it's a pump house. I was looking at the picture on the box. There it is. Next to the water tower. The water tower I've tried to dirty up a little bit. Not super effective, but it works. And I put the sticker, which I did not know it was nice enough weather for an ice cream man. A little bit scuffed, but it's a Crowswood video, of course it's going to be a bit scuffed. Oh, on focus. Doesn't want to focus. But that says 35.0 and it's got some characters. That means something, but I'm pretty sure this is a water tower. No water crane, but I can pick one of them up. They're fairly universal, no matter where you are, it's a water crane. I'm looking at if I can't get Japanese signals, I will get Great Western signals, because the Japanese signals go down like the Great Western ones, so that'll be good enough. And you can tell it's quite bright and when it comes to your fresh, and so just dulling it down, because this is a bit more of a model railway than Crowswood is. Crowswood is still model railway, but it's a bit more budget and beginner friendly. I am learning a lot as I build this, and as I built Crowswood. That's a box warner, that's fine. But hopefully when it's all smoothed out, it will look a lot better and it will be smooth running. And as an addendum, this is the sort of stuff I used as normal, Jarvis or Jarvis, how you pronounce it. Scenery maker. It's just plaster cloth. It's £2.90 for a single roll. That bulk pack comes with 4 in it, so I used just under 14 on this whole thing. Probably could have done it more effectively, but hey, I'm new to this. I'll get better as time goes on. Right, so I've just sort of moved the tripod up a bit. And hopefully you can see, so this is where the station is. It will be a single line. It's evidenced by that. It will count as a single line, but there will be two platforms, and you've also got, come over here, this bridge will be part of a passing loop. Now in front of here there's a tea shop, a soba shop, which is a noodle type dish. It can be hot or cold. And then there's also a melon bread shop in there, and a guest house. I know which one's the melon bread shop, I know which one's a guest house. I'm not sure which one is the tea shop, I'm not sure which one is the soba shop, but this one is your melon bread shop. Melon bread is a very nice, very nice thing. I put a sticker on the side there, where it probably won't be very visible, but it's still there. But the arrangement isn't set in stone quite yet. As if it wants to go back down. There we go. And then this is the guest house. Comes with different options that you can put the decoration on, so it's different colours, different fonts, different letterings. But it's a little bit warped, but yeah, I mean it works, it goes together, and they are inexpensive, easy to build. And I will show the boxes for these in a minute as well. So this, I think this is the tea shop. Do not quote me on that. So I added this little sticker out of the sheet, roughly where it is on the box. There's a decoration for, there's a different one. And this one might then be soba, but I'm not sure. If anyone can speak Japanese or read it, they'll be able to tell me. I have no idea. But they look really nice. They're not massive buildings, and they add to the station area. because you've got a guest house and you've got options to get food and drink. So I think that's pretty neat. Right, these are Tomitech buildings again. So there's your soba shop and tea shop. I don't know if that correlates, so that one's a soba, that one's a tea, I have no idea. But that did have a tea leaf type sticker, so I'm just going to stickers inside again. There all comes with stickers, so you can personalise by the instructions. You can personalise the buildings to how you want to, but within the limits of what's in there. The number is 057-3. And then 058-4. It's a guest house melon store of melon shaped bun. Melon bread. If you watch anime, then you'll see it occurs quite often and is a very, very nice thing. It's not just melon either, there's pineapple version as well, which is particularly nice. But I don't want to go too much into food and drink because this is a railway, not a restaurant. The blue on the fourth car in that area doesn't really show, it's a dark blue, but these are some of the product number 23-505, where you get 6 1990s Toyotas, and I will be getting the pack which has, that's the box for them for, which I think has 8 Nissans in it, so I'll have plenty of cars to play around with, but they are enough tiny. It's just going to be a car park area there, partly for the station, partly for anyone coming up to here. I'm tempted to put a bus stop in, but I'm not sure how to do it. That green bus or coach is wrong. It's a British South Down bus. It's just there to help show sort of what's going where. And there's a little delivery truck right there, little tiny Japanese delivery truck. It's quite sweet. Don't have the box for that nearby. And I've got a bus, actually a Japanese bus there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move along a little bit. So this is the package for the box. It's quite pink. This is a bus which is sort of running around Osaka, Kyoto area, which, given how the ship which this layout is named for, the Imperial Japanese Navy Taihouyama, which is the most powerful aircraft carrier Japan had, that they sent into action during the war, because you could make the argument Shinano is more powerful, but Shinano was built as a support carrier, to the best of my knowledge, to help resupply carriers like 1st Carrier Division at the time, which was Taihouyama's Zuikaku, Shokaku, although Battle of the Philippine Sea brought that down to just Zuikaku. So yeah, back on point, because that Taihouyama was built in Kobe by Kawasaki, having a bus which is Osaka, which is right next to Kobe, I think that's pretty cool. So I'll just pick up the bus. I'll pick up one of these little Toyotas as well. So here's the bus, and I believe you can take this chassis out and put a system inside, because this is a Tomitech Atomics bus, Tomitech. You can put a motorized system in it, and you can have the bus running a bit like you can get with 00. And so, yeah, kamikaze bus in more than one way. And then I'll just pick up this little people carrier. So it's teeny tiny. It is plastic, but it's inexpensive. It was £8 for the 6, which isn't bad, which is more than some of my rolling stock cost. So I've got rolling stock, which is £3. I'm gonna go to a single. I'll go to a single bridge first. This is a little bit, a bit more intensive. This bridge was to make. So it's made out of Metcalf station kit, Pico girders, and balsa wood matchsticks on the bottom, which I've sort of painted so it looks a bit dark. It's painted with hulled red, so another sort of naval colour, that sort of theme going into it. And it's just a single line bridge. My initial prototypes, didn't like them, they were too tight, so I made it a little bit wider, because in the event of there's an emergency in real life, obviously you've got to have people get off the train, and if there's no clearance either side, then, well, good luck getting off the train if it's on fire. I'm going to swing around to this bridge. This bridge is an MDF kit. I believe it's a PJB kit, but I could be wrong. It's a double track kit. I've painted it up so it's red because there's a bridge on Kyushu, which is an island, part of a Japanese archipelago, which is bright red. It's a little bit longer than this and a little bit curvy and it's got two of this type of structure with a support underneath it, and then it's got some of these girders, which is over on here. It's a really nice bridge. If you Google Kyushu Island Bridge Hitoyoshi, or steam train instead of Hitoyoshi, you should see the red bridge. It's a really nice bridge. I've got it here, going over a little bit of a shallow river. These sort of lumps are meant to be rocks, because in these sorts of rock forms, you get lots of the giant Japanese salamanders, and I think they're neat. So I wanted to have something where it looked like they could live. There'll be a shallow river, and there'll be some fishermen along it. There's a bigger rock formation there, and hopefully it's coming across okay on the camera because it's very white. I've not painted this yet. But there's one more area, so I'm going to scooch on it. Oh, I do apologise. So I don't have the best motor skills. I will be moving along. But you got to see the beanbag I sit on, and get into sort of the area around in the temple. It says the temple. I've shown these buildings before. I'm not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure I know where the boxes are. I think they're under the layout. Not the easiest to get at the moment, and I do apologise because it just decided it wants to rain, which is nice. Hopefully it doesn't flood the garden so much it comes in through the back door again like it did the thunderstorms. And the last time I tried to do a layout update in here. This is a preliminary arrangement. Some things are going to be where they are, so this gate, I like it being here, to the lower level, and then you've got to climb up into your temple area, and then the shrine. And these are all Tomitech buildings with Tomitech and Kato people on them. So there's your shrine at sort of the highest point. I'm not doing a bridge. Because they're a pain in the backside to clean. So should the track get dirty, especially with N, I have massive fat hands. I am not getting into an N scale bridge to clean it. So I will be just instead relying on the height of the mountain and me sitting quite low on a beanbag or a little stool or something in here as trains run and they disappear behind this area. There's a little shrine behind the temple there, which is quite lovely. that little building next to that temple building along the back, this one, that's a little bell tower, or belfry thing. Bit of a faff to build because the bell obviously wants to fall out because you're putting it into a hole, but it works together. It doesn't work as a bell, but it looks like one, and now I've stuck it in there and getting in the way. It does actually sort of look how it should. There's no one working it yet, although I have got some more people to stick around, so I might put someone at this so it's like they're working it. Right. These little temple buildings around here. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I've stuck some people inside this flash on. Should be able to see them, I hope, through the big window. There's two in there. I know they're in there. I can't really see them. There's no interior detail, but apart from the two people. But it looks alright, but most people I've got are going to be outside, like this chap. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Again, I'm not an expert in Japanese culture or anything, or traditional Japanese culture, or more modern. I do like their trains, and I do watch a little bit of their entertainment stuff and play some of the games. Got a set of steps there at the moment. I might move them because there's a ramp sort of here, which might work to get our people up onto the shrine instead of the steps. Steps are a bit more traditional, so I might still use them after I've smoothed this entire surface out, the sculptor mold type stuff. But for a first time putting plaster together, I think it works. Hopefully you can get a sense a bit more for the layout and what it's going to look like. I do have a bit more tidying up to do, when you're giving it a quick hoover in here. But yeah, it works. I need to find where to get the sculptor mold stuff from, because it will help smoothing it out. It doesn't matter so much on where there's hillside, so along this bit, it doesn't matter so much if it's rough, because it's more natural. However, track bed side, that needs to be flat for better running, and obviously a bit more realistic, because track bed typically is a little bit flat. Even rural and countryside type railways are flatter. But that's about it. It's only a quick video. I say quick, we're nearly half an hour. But I'm not going to do any can't do any real running. I can't natter about my rolling stock I've got. I can just go over and show what I've done so far, what the plans for next are, and it might not be for a little while until I can get my sculptor mold material, so I may have to wait till payday. But otherwise, I mean, it works. I can't run trains yet, but it goes together. Here's an idea. It's hopefully not too much longer to go, and then I can actually start running trains on it, and I can show it in its finished state, because these things are never finished. Right, I'm going to shoot off before this hits half an hour, or not, because we're like 5 seconds away. But I will probably do some filming using my tripod at Foxtel tomorrow, because I'm not on the roster and it's the weekend before a big gala, because it's 13th, it's the 14th, 15th, 16th of July. We've got a celebration for the Notty 100, for the 100th anniversary since the end of the North Staffordshire Railway. So we've got the Victorian coaches running. We've got a big 060 that I can't remember the name of. Can't say big for us. Coming as a guest engine. We'll have 4 locos running as well all day. So each of those days. So if anyone's interested, anyone can have a look at a little bit of the Victorian coaches and sort of the more industrial engines like 040s and an 060. Pop along, because it would be good to have more people there and to generally show the history of sort of an industrial railway and North Staffordshire Railway itself. But yeah, we've gone over half an hour, but thank you very much for watching and listening. I'm very looking forward to getting some sort of shots off before, some video and photos before the big gala, because I'm not going to be able to do it for the any pictures or anything for the big gala, because I might be I need to hear back, but I'm probably going to be around the station area somewhere. So as I've run out of things to say, particularly about Taihouyama, I will, which is Great Phoenix Mountain in English. I don't know if I've mentioned that in this video for anyone who's unaware. Taiho was name was or meant in English Great Phoenix, and so Yama is mountain, and so working with Akagiyama, Takoyama, Shiroyama to make Taihouyama. It's completely fictional, just somewhere I can run trains, but Japanese trains in particular. But I'll stop nattering. I will get this uploaded, and then tomorrow I will try out my tripod out in the field, so in the house, see how good it is for filming real 305mm to the foot locomotives. So I will see you guys in the next one.